Yay, here we are. I'm Jana with Pearl Together, and this is Rebecca Thomas at the Needle Point Joint in Ogden, Utah. And you're joining us again. It's so fun whenever you're on the podcast. And I know Tracy's in the background. Maybe she'll pop over and lurk,
We're hoping.
Because she's doing wizard behind the curtain fairy yarn stuff in the background. Tell us about that.
A magical Jameson fairy.
Yes.
So we've been assembling kits all day yesterday. We're working on it this morning, getting everything finalized. And yeah, we've been working scurrying around like little mice. So
because I'm going to announce today that we're going to start a knit along for May for the Crofters Kep, the new Shetland Wool Week pattern designed by Wilma Malcolmson. And we're excited to be doing knit along on the channel. And Rebecca and Tracy have been assembling kits of Shetland wool for you to make this hat. A cap is a beanie, basically, and it's a fantastic pattern. But we're super excited, and you've brought some examples to show us, Tracy, and I love it when I send you an email. I'm like, hey, do you want to do this with me? And you're like, sure. And then you spend all afternoon putting stuff together. I'm like, well, that was only 24-hour notice, but thanks. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, we do what we can.
That's so great. So there'll be links down below where you can order a kit if you want to support my local yarn store, which is kind of local, but not really. But I think you're my local yarn store. So you guys are fast with shipping. And if you don't cast on the same day I do, that's totally fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping to start shipping out early next week. We've got kits assembled and ready to go. So
show us.
Okay. So Tracy actually went through yesterday, and she made 3 kits that are inspired by the original colorways. Some of them, because we carry Jameson and Smith, and there's 5 different yarns that they made these out of. Right. So we went through and made kits that were inspired by each of them. And
they won't be exactly the same because these are other wools that are from around the world, and that's totally fine. These are some of these are colorways that you guys have come up with because it what strikes your fancy, and it's fun. It's fun to have the freedom to make your own combinations for Fair Isle. Absolutely.
And then we also created 2 kits that were based on some of the colors that we love. So I'm really excited to show you these because they're really pretty. They're so pretty. So colorway number 1. So if you look at the pattern, it gives you the different colorways. It gives you this little thing with all the different colorways. So we went through, and so we've got one based on colorway 1, colorway 2, and colorway 4. And we're thinking about adding some more in as we go, simply because Jameson is kind of in short supply with what's going on in the world today.
Right.
So.
But you guys went to a lot of effort, and I certainly appreciate that, to put together some different colorway options based on the stock you have on hand. And so so what'll be shown on the website, it'll say, how many kits you have left, and that's stock that you have on hand.
In hand. Yeah. And I'll be contacting Jameson and Smith this afternoon, and we'll work something out. And
that's cool.
Like I said, we're also open to, we're thinking that we're going to possibly do a few other colorways based on what we have on hand. Just so that we can make sure that everybody gets what they need. So
yeah, and it's fun to be creative and come up with these other different combinations that maybe nobody's seen yet.
Oh, it's a blast. It is so much fun to play with colors and yeah.
And what I want people to understand while you're showing us is Tracy's really good at putting these together. And you mentioned to me before, and I think this is a fantastic idea. If you're substituting a crazy, wild, fun colorway for maybe a more traditional neutral colorway, when the pattern says yarn A, yarn B, yarn C, Tracy's going to translate that for everybody and make sure you understand which of these colors is yarn A in the kit that you are sent. So
yeah, we're going to
don't be afraid. Yeah.
We're going to put a little card into each one that says what color each color is, and that way you can easily translate it. Yeah. And then I know Jana has you put a little snippet on, so you'll be able to put a little snippet right onto your card.
I like to do that. I print my patterns. Well, I'm better at Knit Companion now than I used to be, but I still like to print my patterns, and then I take a little bit of the yarn and I cut it and I tape it to the ball. I tape it to the ball band. So that way when I run out, I know what it was. And I also tape a little tiny bit to the pattern itself,
That's a good idea.
just so that I know what it was. If I ever want to make that color combination again, I know what I used, right?
Well, one of my ball bands would inevitably end up lost somewhere in my craft room. So yeah, it's a great idea.
Well, I like to tape it in my journal, but I have a whole nother video about, I don't know, I like paper. I use my Knit Companion, don't get me wrong. I love Knit Companion. I do. But I also like paper. I love
Yeah.
office supplies.
Yeah, I'm a tactile person. If it's not on, if I can't touch it, it's a mystery to me.
So I like to tape a little of that in my knitting journal along with the ball band number of the color it was. So that way I'll know, because they're all like 108, FC 60 bajillion, whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to remember all that.
Yeah, I never remember them either. And when we were pulling colors yesterday, I was taking the basket downstairs because I can look at a color and see it. But if somebody tells me, go get FC21, I'm like, I don't know.
What is that?
Yeah, it's a ball of yarn.
Yay. Okay, I'm excited to see them.
Okay, so colorway number 1 is based on the original, the original colors. It was originally in Jamieson's of Shetland, but what we did was we put in a navy background, and then we've got 5 different colors of like blues and bluish purples. I'm trying to make them all fit into my hands. No, I can't do that.
Well, and when you held up 2, the kit includes 2 of the main color, because we want to make sure you have enough. And then that would be the colors of, that's lovely. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and the pattern calls for it. We're a little wondering, maybe if it's just for the large size, you may have an extra ball left over. You may not. So we want to make sure you have enough to finish. So that's
that's beautiful. And of course, it always depends on the individual knitter's tension and gauge and what needles you use. And yeah.
Well, I've always said, if I buy the extra ball, I don't need it. If I don't buy the extra ball, I always need it.
Yes. And given that Jamieson's is in short supply around the world, you better be glad you have it, rather than end up short and being like, oh dear, now I can't find it anywhere.
I'd rather you have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Exactly. That's beautiful. I love that.
So
yeah.
The second colorway was originally in Jamieson and Smith, and one of the colors we just couldn't get in our last order. And again, they're in short supply, and they're actually rationing what they can send out to each store, and even in their own store on Shetland.
Wow.
So
yeah.
So the only difference is your background color is a little bit different. So originally it was the 2005, and we've changed it with another beautiful dark brown.
Okay.
But then all of the other colors are the colors from the original colorway.
Yeah, that kind of fall,
rusty, foresty kind of colorway. It's really pretty. Oh, that's Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Hi.
So we have that as well, and that's the original Jamieson.
That's lovely. Can you hold that up again? That's so. It's just so autumnal. That's the word I want. That's really pretty.
So we're calling this one the rust colorway.
Okay.
So when you look at it, so the first one is blue, the second one is rust. Okay. And it makes you think of fall. It's going to be perfect when the leaves are changing. So good. Okay, and then the next one we have is based on colorway number 4, and that's the reds. And I guess this was done in Shetland hand spun, and it's really reds, but we kind of went on a different tack with it. So you're going to get, there's going to be this pale kind of a lavendery color. It's kind of hard to see in the background. And then you're going to get all of these beautiful wine colors for the contrast colors.
So nice.
So it's that pale, and it's got some like pinks and like lavenders, and then these is the contrast colors.
It's lovely. Yeah, and like we mentioned, the monitor is a little wonky, so look at the photos on the website for a little more accurate color representation. I just want them all.
It's pretty. Also, it makes me want a glass of Cabernet.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Most things do.
Especially right now.
Right? Okay, so these next two, these were colors that they make Tracy and I happy.
Woo!
So these are not Shetlandy looking. These are, much more modern and adventurous, I think.
These are unicorn fart Rebecca. That's what these are.
This next one is truly unicorn fart Rebecca. So this one starts with charcoal as your background. And then very yarnicorn
yay!
neon colors. This is so me.
I
This
know.
is exactly what I would do. So
woo! Hold that up again. Wow.
I think it's lovely with that charcoal background. So all those colors are just gonna pop.
I can't wait to see that done. I want you to join our group so you can show us, on the Facebook group and the Ravelry group. We're gonna have to see that in progress. I want to see the swatch of that. I want to see that for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I can look that up. So, and then our last color is Tracy's color. And these are colors that I know if they come in the store, they disappear with Tracy. So it's swatches like this. It's a beautiful kind of southwesty kind of color. And your background color is this kind of tomatoey red.
Yeah.
And then it fills in with these beautiful teals and rusts and corals and it's beautiful.
That's lovely. Can you hold the swatch closer to your computer camera for a second? Oh yeah. Okay.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. Now, I know our monitors vary a little bit, but if you guys can, you'll see the truer colors on the website, because their monitors vary some on Zoom, but that's lovely. I like that Southwestern influence. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's beautiful. She brought the swatch in yesterday and we all oohed and awed, and yeah, it was wonderful. So
wow, you guys have definitely been busy.
Yeah, we're like little fairies.
Yay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll go on my walk while they do all the putting together. That's fantastic. Tracy, that's amazing. I know you can hear me in the background.
Thank you. I am listening.
I know.
She's a little camera shy. That's okay.
It's fantastic.
Good.
Wow. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody's projects look like. So let's cast on May 11th and then get started. Join the Ravelry group. We'll make a thread over there. Be sure to join the Facebook group if people are doing that. And yay, we'll put links to all the kits down below.
And if you have something that you really, really want and we can try and put together for you, please call us. We're happy to do that too.
You guys are always really good at helping people over the phone. Super patient. Yeah. I mean, I know this from personal experience.
We love talking to you though.
Thank you. I love it when I call and I'm like, "Do you guys want to do this?" And you're like, "Yay!"
Do it.
Do it. Fantastic. Thank you, Tracy. Your swatch is beautiful.
Thanks. I'll just stick my head in there.
Thanks for joining me today, Rebecca, Tracy, Randy, Amy.
Everybody. Thanks for having us on again.
Okay, you're welcome. See ya.
Bye.